Alright guys, we're at another pond. Actually, we're at the I'm gonna start calling it the reservoir. Why not? I was told to start calling it that, and it's a private pond. I've had permission to fish for years, and this is kind of like my Lake X. I know this place super well. I've fished here for God, ever since I can remember, really. Some of my first 2-pound largemouth ever in my life came out of here on a topwater. So hopefully the wind noise isn't too bad. It has cleaned up considerably. Wow. It probably got a foot of visibility, if not a little more. Literally a week ago, 2 weeks ago, it was less than 3 inches. I mean, it was chocolate milk. They were biting, but it was chocolate milk. So hopefully this clean water allows me to throw different baits, and I'm not just throwing at the grass lines with a chatterbait, black and blue, typical stuff you would do in dirty water. If you don't know, usually dirty water, the fish will smack against cover. They can't see very well at all, just like you can't see in the dark. So they'll put their back against something to feel safe, and bass do the same thing. So that's, you know, you fish in dirty water, they're tight to cover. You've probably heard that a million times, and it is very true. I'm excited. I got some swim jigs that I want to try. This water being cleaner like this, whew, and the wind blowing, that'll push the fish into certain spots, into the cuts and stuff. It'll make the fish more predictable, so that's great. You'll have to bear with me on the wind noise, but I'm excited to fish today. It's gonna be like 73, 74 degrees today for a high. Not a cloud in sight. They should be munching. There hasn't been a front move through in 4 days, 5 days. It's kind of just slacked off, and it's been real nice. So let's get started. I'm gonna start with probably a swim jig and right here, just to see what they're doing, if they're really munching, if I have to work for it, but you guys will see. Look at the size of that fish, ladies and gentlemen. Did I ever mention that swim jigs catch big fish? Oh my God. Jeez, it's full of life. Oh, look at that freaking donkey, dude. He hit it in such a weird way. Look at that. Think she's feeding? Wow. All right then. God, that was just weird. Like, swam up, I saw her swirl, and I felt my line jump. Set the hook, and she's like halfway across the pond already. I mean, like full on kill mode. I gotta wait for you. All right. I'm sure she's pretty dang close to 4 pounds. 4 pounds, 5 ounces. She's a 3-pounder full of food. That's what she is. Dude. Yeah. Number one, and it only took 10 minutes. I'm gonna let her go and we'll catch another one. All right, well, while I put a new Keitech on here because she destroyed my other one, I'll explain what happened. This is a big flat and they spawn and feed on it, and I've caught them here forever, right? I cast it out and I wasn't quite sure how these fish were gonna hit the swim jig, being as I've never fished one here. And so one bit it and I swung and my drag was too loose and she got off, and then so I just kept reeling, right? And this other one just that other one just, I mean, just trucked it, dude. Almost right at the bank. She kind of bit it towards me, really. But I'm throwing a bluegill with an electric blue chartreuse 3.8 Keitech. It's a greenfish tackle bluegill swim jig. She bit it. She bit it good, and there was another one in there that bit it, so I know I'm not freaking out. I just caught a 4.4 or 4, I can't quite remember what it was. 4.6, 4.4, 4.3. She's over 4. I think she's still sitting in the grass right there. I don't know why, but could have swore I saw her swim out. We'll have to make sure she swims out. This pond is notorious for this. This time of year, especially on this flat right here, you'll catch 3s and 4s. 2s, 3s, and 4s a lot in this pond. I mean, I'm stoked to catch a 4. It feels great on this new rod and reel, especially. Good way to test it out. I need to shut up. I'm gonna start fishing. Alright, you're gonna have to bear with me. The wind noise might be pretty bad. We're on the wind blown side of the cut here now. There's less grass right here that's submerged in the water. So I feel like I can get a cleaner presentation than I was fishing just over there. So I'll keep fishing the swim jig. Hopefully we catch a couple more. Well guys, I screwed up. I forgot my spinnerbait box at home. This wind's got me really discouraged. It keeps just blowing and blowing and blowing. It's letting up right now. I probably should be fishing, but all I've got right now is swim jigs, so it looks like that's what I'm gonna have to make it happen with. It's gonna be a long day. Alright, so here's what we got. These are the cards we were dealt. A lot more wind than expected, as you can probably hear, and will probably hear this entire video. I'm in the real world. I have to deal with the conditions that were dealt to me. I don't have spinner baits and I don't have chatterbaits, the two baits that I am most confident with pretty much everywhere. and especially at this pond, because this pond's pretty much just a grass pond, what's the next best thing? Instead of spinning out, freaking out, thinking I don't have a video to film or fish to catch, I already caught one on a swim jig, a good one at that, a real good one. What else in my box has loud vibration to overpower the noise of the wind? A lipless crankbait. So when you're out there fishing, I know I keep doing this and just talking at the camera instead of fishing, but listen, these are important things I'm telling you. These are things that nobody told me when I started out. Don't spin out. Whatever you do, don't spin out. Just think of the next best thing you can do and just fish clean. And fishing clean means trusting your instincts, trusting your judgment. You're a better fisherman than you think, and don't ever let anybody tell you different. Let's see if we can't catch one on this. Alright, so I checked the weather on my phone, and tomorrow, today's 72, 73 degrees, tomorrow is going to be like 82, so this wind is blowing that heat in, and basically it's blowing a front in is basically the idea here. So the wind's going to continue to blow, and hopefully my audio is not complete trash. If it is, I'll have to just lay music over it and deal with it, I guess. But we're in the back of the pond now. Let me turn the camera down. This is the back of the pond. That's the dam, basically. I fished and fished and fished my heart out up there in the front, and nothing. Had a couple little followers, which is kind of cool to see. You don't see that in this pond. Had a couple little followers. I can't even talk. I'm just gonna fish. Hopefully you can hear me over the wind. But the wind started howling pretty bad, and this is pretty much what my day has turned into. A drop shot in itty bitty. Here, I'll make him big. There we go. Itty bitty little fish. What can you do, right? The conditions, most of the time, they don't favor you. So you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Still out here slaving away in the wind. It's just funny to get bit on a drop shot. I haven't got a drop shot bite yet this year. It's really cool to honestly see this small of fish come out of this pond, because I have not caught fish this size out of this pond in years. So this is kind of cool and kind of fun for me. Just playing around. Well, guys, it has turned into quite an interesting day. Start the day with 2 big bites, and end the day catching tiny little fish. Well, I think this pond had my number today. We caught the one good one like the first 15 minutes we were there. Crushed a swim jig, and then it just died. I don't know exactly what happened. I've got my assumptions. We all got assumptions. I fished my heart out today. I made the changes. I adapted to the conditions. I tried to, and all I could get bit on was a drop shot and little itty bitty fish. But we learned something today, and we learned that these fish might be making another transition. This time of year is some of the toughest fishing. You'll hear a lot of bass fishermen on YouTube and stuff saying spring's the best time. Pre-spawn, spring, it's the best time to get into bass fishing. It's the best time to bass fish. And these fish are making a transition after a transition after a transition before they go into a summer pattern. And then, you know, you can throw frogs in the mats and really catch them. You gotta pay attention to that. I think my biggest tip for you guys, is you new guys who are new to bass fishing, and I've met a couple of you and I've seen a couple of you, and sold some of you your first bait casting combo at the, you know, local outfitters. This time of year can be discouraging, and don't let it be discouraging. Every time you're out on the water fishing from the bank or the boat, whatever, if you're fishing, you're learning, and you need to make sure that you're paying attention. And honestly, I'll probably say this in the end of every single one of my videos, because I see way too many fishermen just go and cast in the pond. Cast in the pond. Oh, I caught one. Cast in the pond. Oh, I caught one. They don't listen to why. They don't figure out why that fish was even there. You can learn so much about that body of water. You could catch fish faster. You could catch fish bigger. You can catch more fish if you start to understand why those fish do what they do and why that fish bit then before not biting. You follow those patterns and you'll learn the fish the fish better. I mean, bass they're a simple creature. I mean, just like any other wild animal, they're only as smart as they need to be to survive. If they live in a place where there's a lot of trout lines and stuff, people trying to fish for trout and bluegill and a lot of bobbers and worms around, they're gonna be pressured. They're not gonna bite really. And so you gotta, for them to survive, they've gotta adapt to that. And you know, as bass fishermen, we gotta adapt to the conditions just like I tried to today. So pay attention when you're fishing. I can't stress that enough. Pay attention when you're fishing. It's really important. Really important to learn more about the fish and learn about the biology of the fish and how they act and how they respond to their environment, because that's all they really do. Bass don't really think. They just react. They just react to their environment. So pay attention to that. Anyway, this outro is way too long. I'm going home. I hope you guys having a great week. I'm gonna film as much as this weather will let me film. Maybe do some tip videos. If somebody wants a tip video, just comment down below, let me know. Check out my Instagram, Bass in Northwest, the same as the channel name. Like the video, comment down below what else you'd like to see from me, and subscribe if you want to see more. When I start to get subscribers and I get comments saying love the video and stuff, as a new YouTuber, it really hits home. It makes me want to come out and film and fish and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, this outro is way too long. Have a great day. I need a catchphrase, don't I? Somebody needs to make me a catchphrase. Have a great day, guys. Oh my goodness, this might actually... Oh, yeah, buddy.